Hey, how's everybody doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, cool stuff, man. Hard to play, huh? It's just cool, baby. That's called Josie. That's called Josie. No, no, no. The song I'm just playing is called Josie by Steely Dan. Yeah, Steely Dan. Yeah, Steely Dan. Okay, so that one catch is like, when Josie comes home, she's the pride of the neighborhood. Remember? When Josie comes home, so good, she's the pride of the neighborhood. I'm not a singer, but that's how it goes, man. I'm not a singer. I'm a guitar player, but that's basically how it goes. It goes, when Josie comes home, so good, she's the pride of the neighborhood. I'm still working with that one, but yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. And it starts out. So yeah, that's a tough song to play. A jazz player playing "Smoke on the Water." Wow. Thanks, man. Thanks for checking me out, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, I always play for about an hour, and then I talk, and I'm gonna chat for a while. That's usually what I'll do. Hey, how you doing? Hi, how's everybody doing tonight? It's good to see you. Good to see you all. I appreciate you showing up. Yeah, so it's pretty cool, man. falling in love with love. That's a hard number actually to play. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's actually a hard number to play, man, because you got so much memorization in that thing, man. You gotta kind of get it right. You know what I mean? And sometimes, yeah, it's a pretty good song, man. I really like that. Yeah, that's breezing right there. Oh, the Forbidden Lick. Uh, there's a lady who's sure all the glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. That's the Forbidden Lick. No, Black, me stop. Oh yeah, that's a Forbidden Lick, man. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff, man. singer, but I was just that Stevie Nicks is coming out with a new album, and I was just thinking about her, you know. Shatter your illusions of love. It isn't over now. Do you know how? Pick up the pieces and go home. Remember that? Yeah. Here's another Fleetwood Mac. I was thinking about Stevie Nicks. I actually did a tribute video for Stevie Nicks, man. Uh, I got it posted, a live video showing, dedicated to Stevie Nicks, and one of the another major song, couple songs that I liked off of that Rumor song. I love the whole album, but that I remember that I think about when I think about Stevie Nicks is Rhiannon. let's show Stevie Nicks some love, yeah, and buy that music when she comes out with it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm checking her out, checking out her new tunes. She's coming out with a new she's got new material she's coming out with. Man, I can't wait to hear what she's gonna be doing, man. I know it's gonna be awesome. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I don't know the I like the song. I never learned it though, but I just learned some of the rumors. We used to play all the songs from Rumors, man. When I was playing in a band, we're a heavy band, but we used to also play other stuff. And I don't know Landslide. I mean, I did play that a long time ago. I did play it, but I forgot how it goes, man. So yeah, I'd have to fool with it, but I do like the song. I do know the song quite well, and yeah. Stevie Nicks also did a version of Leather and Lace. That was a beautiful song, Leather and Lace. Jesse Coulter. Welling Jennings and Jesse Coulter wrote the song, and then Stevie Nicks came along and she did a really good version of that Leather and Lace that I liked. Another song, that's it's an awesome song. Another song that I love that Stevie Nicks put out was Gypsy. Remember Gypsy? Oh man, yeah, man. How is that woman? Is that woman was always talented? She could come up with all these great tunes, man. Just gifted, a gifted musician. And I love Stevie Nicks. I think she's up there with the best of the best. Really think she's awesome. Oh yeah, yeah. It's good you like Steve Roll. Yeah, yeah. I'll look that up later. I do love Stevie. Yeah, it's good that you. Yeah. And Jesus loves you. Go to Him. Yeah, I know that. I'm a Christian. You know, I'm a Christian. Uh, yeah, man. That's cool. That's cool. I don't mind you come on and saying that. I'm a Christian. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Praise the Lord. I'm a Christian all the way. So. So yeah, yeah. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate everybody come on here. Um, yeah, man. That's playing music is a lot of fun, man. It is. I love that song. I love that. I love that. I can't sing good, but because I'm a guitar player, really, I'm just a musician. Yeah, I can't sing that good, but laying down. I'm not a singer, but the tunes in my head, I just love. I love Fleetwood Mac, man. I was like, I used to have posters of Stevie Nicks all over my walls and everything when I was a teenager. I had them. I had even poster of her on my ceiling and stuff like that. And I just loved that woman, man. I mean, she was just like the epitome of beauty of a beautiful woman. The epitome of a beautiful woman. So feminine, so beautiful. Everything about her. I thought just everything about Stephanie Nicks just beautiful, man. I love her, man. I think she's great. And, I'd get girlfriends, and sometimes my girlfriends would tease me, and they'd be like, "If Stevie Nicks came up to you and told you to break up with me, would you do it?" I said, "Yeah, I'd do it." To go out with Stevie, yeah, I'd break up with you. Yeah, that's what I tell them. I would too. I would have. I would have dumped any chick for Stevie, man. Stevie was phenomenal, man. Oh, thanks. Nice talk, Ro. Okay, thanks, Ro. Nice speaking to you, Tim. Man, we'll sure come back when you're live again. Thank you. Lovely to see someone truly into music. Much love. Thanks. Trump or Camel? It's not a political forum, but yeah, it's not really a political forum. Some artists are super one of one. She is one of them for sure. Yeah, she is. Stevie Nicks is definitely. She's a superstar, man. She's always been good, and she was great in Fleetwood Mac. She was great in her solo career, Just you can't get a better a better performer than her, and it was great, when they were in Fleetwood Mac. When she was in Fleetwood Mac, there was Stevie Nicks, there was Lindsey Buckingham, and there was Christy McVie. And Stevie and Lindsey used to sing together, and man, they sounded awesome, you know. Uh, Lindsey was a phenomenal guitar player, totally underrated as a guitar player. He was so good, man. I mean, he did the picking style, but he could play, man. Lindsey could play, man. He's a very good guitar player, you know. The whole band was fantastic, man. You know, really fantastic. That was the dream team right there. When Stevie was with Fleetwood Mac, that was the dream team. You know, I mean, I love Stevie's solo career and stuff, but that was the dream team. Fleetwood Mac was the dream team, man. They were the greatest of all time. In my opinion, they were the greatest of all time. They were just so good, and, and you'll never see a band like what Fleetwood Mac did. I don't think we'll ever see a band like that again. You know, it was so amazing, man. So much talent. Yep, one of a kind, man. Bob Dylan is like that too. Hendrix and yeah, I love Bob Dylan's music, man. I mean, I think Bob Dylan's singing was better when he did folk when he first started out. When he was really good, and then he went into rock. But I liked his folk music the best. But his songwriting now, I pretty much like Bob, pretty much everything he did. But his folk music was my favorite. When he first started, I think he was really fantastic folk singer. You Hendrix was one of a kind too. Hendrix was amazing, man. Jimi Hendrix was an amazing guy. Eh, it's just too bad he got into the drugs and stuff. I feel bad, for him that he got into those drugs and stuff, and that I don't understand. Don't we get wealthy? I mean, don't people get wealthy to get away from poverty and drugs and all that stuff? I mean, why? What's the purpose of getting rich if you're going to kill yourself on drugs? I never could understand. Like Kurt Cobain, he became a millionaire and then he committed suicide. What's the point in becoming a millionaire if you're going to kill yourself? I can't understand some people. But I mean, I love him, but I wish he wouldn't have committed suicide. Hans Zimmer is my favorite. Yeah. Oh, okay. Very good, very good. Listen to Hans Zimmer Interstellar theme and Inception theme. Okay, okay. That sounds good, man. So I appreciate you all coming on here and checking me out, man. That really, yeah, I love back. I love you all. Thank you so much, man. I mean, I've been I've been playing for a long time, yeah, and on and off, you know. So I was almost practically born with a guitar in my hands, you know. I started playing. I actually picked up the guitar the first time when I was 5 years old, and I learned chords right away. I could play chords when I was five, you know. And isn't that funny? I mean, I knew the basic chords when I was 5 years old, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, thanks for the love. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I knew basic chords when I was five, and I was really good. By the time I was a teenager, I was a very good guitar player. But then when I was 16, I had a stroke, and I had to learn how to play well again. You know, it took me until I was in my 20s to where I could really play well again. You know, one of the major things that changed about me is when I was a teenager and I played rock, I would take the pick like this and hold it with two fingers like that and play an alternate pick. But after I had the stroke, I had now I like bend the pick up like this and I play with it angled at a 45 degrees up, you know. And I got that from Steve Morris. I couldn't pick any other way. When I seen Steve Morris playing. He does that. He angles the pick up, and I tried it, and it worked. I was like, wow, I can alternate pick now like that, you know. So then I took it from there, and I stroke at 16. Yes, I had a stroke when I was 16, Frosty. I really did. I was in a very good band too, and we were right like that close to making it big. We had people looking at us. John Kay even knew who I was. Man, I played at a private party that John Kay attended. You know who John Kay is? He's the singer of Steppenwolf, and he remembered me. I had a girlfriend. Tina was pregnant it was around 1980, 79 or 80. And John Kay and Steppenwolf played in a little Whiting theater in Whiting, Indiana. And John Kay walked up and shook my hand and asked me how I've been and stuff like that. He remembered me from a private party where I was playing the guitar, and he said I was great, you know. So he asked me how I'd been, and I told him, well, I got my girlfriend pregnant, you know. And he's like, oh, man, you know. But yeah, man. So I was like, I almost made it, and then I had a stroke, and I had to learn how to play again. I lost the use of this hand for a while. My right hand was paralyzed for a while, and then I had slowly started getting the feeling back in my hand. And then when I tried to play the guitar, I couldn't do it. I couldn't pick. You know, I this was okay. I still remembered a lot of stuff on doing this, but I couldn't pick. You know, and I had to really really work hard to get to where I could pick again. And I couldn't pick the old way, so I was looking. So this friend of mine, I was watching videos with him about different guitar players, and he had Steve Morris. Steve Morris is the guy that played for. He replaced Richie Blackmore for Deep Purple. Very very excellent guitar player. But I was watching Steve Morris. He was doing his solo stuff, and how he was angling the pickup and stuff like that. And I tried it, and it actually worked for me. You know, I was amazed, and then I got to where I could play again. You know, but yeah, the stroke changes your brain. Imagine, imagine this. I mean, when I was a teenager, all my life from the time I was a little kid, you know, when I held the pick, I held it like this, and I could alternate pick, and I would curl my fingers under, and I alternate picked real fast. I was real good. But after I had the stroke, I couldn't do that anymore. My coordination was off, and I tried it. I kept trying it, and I would just fumble up, and it sounded horrible. And then when I seen Steve Morris, he was just holding the pick between his index finger and his thumb and angling it up and playing like that. And I tried like that, and I was like, wait, I can alternate pick like that. You know, and I was so happy, man. That's when I really started. I went to this music store, and this guy, he was a jazz player. He gave me a pamphlet on Pat Martino about this stick, and at that time I didn't know how to read notes, so I figured out how to read notes, and I figured all that out, and these jazz licks, and then I went and I bought Pat Martino's two books, volume one and two, on his, and man, that's when I really started getting good at jazz, you know, and I was like, I went from I went from here to being to up here. I got really good again. So that really made me feel good that I was able to get my skills back. As a guitar player and pick up a new type of music, jazz. I didn't play jazz when I was a teenager. I played metal, hard rock, um, and some like Fleetwood. We did do some song like Fleetwood Mac stuff. We did do that, and certain things we did do that too. So it was pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool to be able to learn how to do that again. Hi, how you doing, Sam? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. How you been? That's good to see everybody, man. A couple of people I see on here that I've seen before. Yeah, it's cool, man. Just I like getting here, coming on here and talking to just like after I play. I usually play for about an hour and a half, and then I just talk for a while. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of talking, and just kind of relaxing and seeing who's all here and stuff, man. Oh, thanks, Jack. Yeah. Hey, God bless you all. Thank you so much for coming, man. I mean, I love y'all. I'm on here a lot, and um, I'm trying to get different tunes on here, and I mean, I'm trying to play different stuff. But when you come on, you don't have backup music, no backup music. Yeah, I get to that in my next rock video. Yeah, but when you come on here and you don't have backup music, it's a lot more difficult to to come up with songs that sounds good with just one guitar and no backup music. You know what I mean? So that's what I was trying to do. Is trying to come up with like a set list of stuff that really sounds good without backup music. And it takes being creative and stuff to do that. So, hopefully, man, I'm gonna keep coming on here. Hopefully, uh, I'm gonna try to learn maybe a few more songs tonight too, and just keep coming on here and learning new stuff, all the time, and expanding and trying to get better and better. That's my goal, to try to keep getting better. Instead of regressing, I want to progress. I always want to go forward and learn as much as I can about music, because I really love playing the guitar. So always when I come on here, you're gonna get at least an hour to an hour and a half of my playing. But sometimes I play longer. Sometimes I'll play 2 and 3 hours. If I'm in the mood, I'll play 2 and 3 hours. Um, so it's good to see everybody, man. I appreciate you coming here. Yeah. So people ask me, people are asking me to play Hotel California. I got on my last video. I played this guitar solo to Hotel California. That's a good one. That's a good one. You know. So I did that on my last video. I don't feel like doing it right now. That's a lot of string twisting right now. I'll get on here. I'll do it in my next video. But it's good to see everybody, man. Oh, just hold on, just 1 second. I gotta do something with my dog. I gotta give him some water. I think he's thirsty. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I guess my dog was just thirsty. So it's good to see everybody on here, man. Thanks for coming, man. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still working with this song. There's a couple of parts of it that I still have to learn, the right way. But I did get this one part. So yeah, so that one right there, I'm still working with that. There's some the part I do here, that's actually wrong. I gotta look that up. He does some kind of chords there. I gotta look it up. So most of it I got right. This intro is right. chords in that song are ridiculous, man. They're hard. Thanks for listening. Thank you. Yeah, the chords in that song are really hard, man. I'm a lead player, and I am trying to work on my chords, so I get better, so that I can get better at playing rhythm. And I see lead players that don't want to play rhythm at all, but you got to play rhythm sometimes. That's the only way you're going to make the song sound good, especially like if you're on if like me coming on here with just the guitar. I'm trying to learn more jazz comping with the chords, because usually what I did is I would just do just the soloing and not play too many chords. But now I'm trying to get to where I'm just learning more chords, more and more chords, and more and more songs with the jazz chords. Really helps me. That Josie really helped me. I like those jazz chords a lot. So I was thinking, wow, man, that's got some pretty good chords in there. you know. So I'm always trying to improve myself, man. And that's the thing that us musicians should always do. We should always work to become better. You know. And if we don't do that, we're not going to get better. You know. So I don't get Jimmy Bruno. He said he's going to retire at 71. Why? In my opinion, you know what I think makes him feel so bad is he smokes those damn cigarettes, man. If he quit smoking, man, he wouldn't feel like that. Because there's a lot of people, man. I got better with age. I'm a better guitar player with age. Wisdom should make a guitarist better, but he said he's not as good as he was back when he was young. I don't understand why he's not better than what he was when he was young. Because I mean, if he would have kept studying, I guess because you got rich, maybe you got rich and got lazy. That could be what it is. Because a lot of times when, Jimmy Bruno, he's a millionaire. He made millions from playing jazz. Maybe that's what it is. He once he got rich, he kind of got lazy, and he didn't want to, put the time into it that he put into it when he was young. But me, man, if I could be as rich as Elon Musk, and I would still keep progressing with my guitar playing and improving. I would by the time I'm 71 years old, if I live to be 71, I guarantee I'll be an even better guitar player. Because with wisdom, as you get older, you start learning more, and I don't understand that. I mean, I don't understand what he meant by that. Well, I guess everybody's different. Look at Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger's 80 and he's still going. And musicians, there's people in music that are way older than 71 that are still going. So I don't get how he says that he's too old to be doing it now, or that he's not as good as he was when he was young. By the time I'm 71, if I keep playing like this, I'll be even better than I am now. I'm not going to get any worse. I'm going to get better, because the trick is to always try to find new stuff, to always learn new stuff. And that's how you get better, man. Oh, thanks, Rodolfo. Thank you very much. Yeah, I grew the spirit. I grew the spirit out because when I shave, I look younger. Well, I grew the spirit out because I want people to know. I'm 64, man. I don't lie about my age. I know how old I am. Um, so I grew my beard out to kind of express, myself. Yeah, I'm an older guy who plays the guitar. Um, I'm not a fake person. I'm a person. What I mean. I come on here being real, tell everybody my real age. Really playing the guitar. No way to fake. No way to fake it when you know. That's an E. That's an F. No way to fake it when you're doing this. So I'm not faking. So I'm really on here playing the guitar. And I know there is a way to fake though, but you can't do you can't do that. And how you fake is you got background music that nobody can see, and you pretend like you're playing. You know what I mean? You pretend like you're playing, and there's a way to do that. There's a way to fake it, and make it look like you're really playing when you're not. But there's no way to fake. Like me, if that's a G, that's A right there. That's an A. There's no way to fake when you do that. That's E minor 7 right here. I'll do that lick again. So there's no way to fake that. If I'm going to expand it, I'll. That's just all improvisation. So absolutely no way to fake that. You know what I mean? So I'm really playing. Uh, I don't know why anybody wants to do that. Wants to fake, but there are people who do that. They'll come on here and they'll make a fake video, and it look like they're really doing it because they study the fingering and where the fingers are supposed to go, and they look like they're really playing when they're not playing. But yeah, you just ask and make a random chord, and they're not faking. It's like now this is F minor 9 chord. I was looking at the tab and they were calling this. I mean, not sorry, it's not minor. It's not minor. This is F major 9 chord. That's an F major 9 chord. They were calling it an F major 7, and F major 7 would look like this. F major 9 is, and you can hear the prominent difference right there by adding that ninth note. It's completely, there's a lot of difference between those two chords. You know, so you got to kind of approach the two different chords in two different ways when you're doing an improvisation over them. You know what I mean? So cool stuff though. Yeah, I don't know why anybody would fake, man, but there's people who do it. Uh, yeah. But anyway, the guitar is fun, man. Really learning how to play the guitar is worth it. It just takes putting the time into it. You know what I mean? People can learn if they would just put the time into it and go in the right. A lot of times, just people just need the right direction. They need the right teacher. Sometimes you can get a teacher who's a good teacher, but he might be wrong for you. You know what I mean? So you need to search around. If you're going to a guitar instructor and you ain't getting nowhere and you feel like you don't have any talent, it doesn't mean you don't have any talent. You just haven't found the right person to teach you. You know, I've taught people how to play the guitar who said that they would never be able to play the guitar. I've taught them how to play the guitar. So it's just it's your approach. There's different approaches to learning how to play the guitar. So that's something that I was trying to get people to realize that there's different approaches and stuff on guitar playing. So it's a good thing, man. When people I love to see young people playing. Hey, how you doing? I love to see young people playing the guitar. Um, the younger, the better. The younger you start, the better. The more you're going to learn, the more you're going to enjoy your playing. You know what I mean? Larry Carlton started taking guitar lessons when he was 6. I didn't take guitar lessons. I picked up things on my own. I wish I had taken the lessons because it would have made it a lot easier to learn stuff. I didn't have a guitar teacher. Everything that I learned on the guitar, I taught myself. So, uh, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Clapton, yeah, Jeff Beck, Jeff Beck was awesome, man. You know, all these guys, and it's just like legends, man, legends. You know, so it's pretty cool, man, to be able to play the guitar, but it takes time, man. You got to be patient. And I tell the rockers get mad. Some rockers can't play jazz right away, and I tell them don't get mad, don't get envious, don't make up excuses. You have to get in there and start from scratch. It's kind of like because jazz is completely different than rock. So if you decide to learn jazz, it's kind of like you have to start at grade school again. You have to humble yourself. I had to do it. You have to start, like, it's like you start school all over. Like if I were to start school all over, grade school, but going to school for jazz. That's how it is. You have to humble yourself and be willing to, don't listen to anybody, but don't let anybody criticize you or let you down. What you do is, in secret, you study jazz, record yourself, and when you finally sound jazzy, you'll know when you got it. You'll know, and then you can do it in front of people. You know what I mean? So it's an art. It's a different way of playing the guitar, though. I was a very good rock guitar player when I learned how to play jazz, but I had to humble myself and start from the very beginning again to learn how to play jazz, because it's a different type of music, entirely different type of music than any other type of music. So when people ask me, how'd you learn how to play jazz? Well, I went to school again. I had to go to school. I had to start all over. I had to forget everything I learned in rock, and just think in a different way. You have to think in a different way. You have to structure your mind, your thinking in a different way to learn how to play jazz. But everybody, a progressive prog rock guitar player can do it. But what gets me is sometimes you see the stubborn ones, and no, I'm a prog rock player. I'm just as good, but only in my genre. You can learn how to play jazz too. If you can play advanced progressive rock, then certainly you can play jazz too. If you really but you got to go to school for it. You have to forget everything that you learned about progressive rock, and just start like you're in grade school and learn jazz and work your way up until you play it. That's the way the music is, and that's something that I learned. So I humbled myself. I humbled myself, and that's how I was able to do it. Thank you. That's how I was able to do it. I humbled myself, and I started from scratch, and I just went back to school, and fortunately, I was able to do it, So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. There's so much material out there, though. People should be able to do it pretty fast, because there's so much help out there. On YouTube, I've seen a lot of great guitarists who share knowledge in jazz, and they share their little tricks, and there's different categories of jazz. There's different types of jazz players, so please, let's respect everybody, because there's different categories of jazz. My category, some people go for George Benson, which I love George Benson, but when they're learning, they want to play like George Benson. My thing was, my big jazz hero was Pat Martino. Now, I love George. Don't get me wrong. I love George Benson. I think he's great, but he's not who I modeled after to learn how to play jazz. I modeled after Pat Martino. There was Pat Martino, Joe Diorio, and Wes Montgomery. Those three were my major influences in jazz. Pat Martino, Joe Diorio, and Wes Montgomery. And I do a lot of stuff like Joe Diorio. I play arps like he did, you know, but not. I mean, he was more into arps than I am. I do more single note stuff, but man, he was great. Joe Diorio. Look up Joe Diorio on the guitar. He was great, man. And just legend. It's too bad that they're not with. Joe's dead. Joe's passed away. And Pat Martino's not with us anymore either. When Pat Martino passed away, I actually cried, man, because he was my favorite jazz guitar player. I actually cried. Oh, I actually wept over that, man, because that guy was phenomenal, man. And he was nice enough to actually write books and give out all his secrets in his books. He gives you basically all of his secrets, all of his jazz secrets. He shares it. He shared it with the world, man. How to play like him. And it's not easy. It takes dedication. If you want to play jazz, it takes dedication, but you can do it. It just depends on how much time you want to put into it. You know what I mean? It's like anything else. You get out of it what you put in. You know. So I always tell the guitar players that too. You get out of it what you put in. If you put a lot into it, then you'll find out later that it's worth it. You know. So I appreciate y'all for coming on here, man. I really like talking to people. I really like playing music. and stuff like that, And I'm always trying to learn. If somebody point, if somebody sees that I'm playing something incorrectly, like a rhythm or something, point it out to me and let me know, and I'll try to what I'll do is I'll research it and I'll make sure I correct it and get it right because I don't want to be playing things the wrong way. I do, but the distortion on my amp's messed up, so I'm gonna have to buy a distortion pedal. If you want to see a video of me playing with distortion, check out my funky style guitar playing and playing in the style of Larry Carlton. I got an older video called "Playing in the Style of Larry Carlton" up, and I play with distortion. I've got a few videos up where I play with distortion. So if you come to my channel, just go to the videos and scroll through, and you'll find a video of me playing with distortion. So yeah, yeah. I used to play stuff from Yes, but I would have to review it. I'm not gonna come on here and I'd be fumbling around. I don't want to come on here and fumble around. I have to brush up on it. If it's something you haven't played in a while, you don't really want to play it in front of people until you brush up on it, because that's when you make mistakes and people are like, "What's that?" You know what I mean? I don't want people to I'll be fumbling around, then finally I'll get it, and it'll be recorded, and I don't want to record myself fumbling around like that on the guitar. I'll just wait. I'll get you next time. I'll play some Yes for you next time. Uh, I used to play Roundabout in a band. I'll be your roundabout, but I haven't played it in a while, so I would have to review it, before I play it again. I think I will though. I'm gonna review it and like go back over it because that's a really good song, man. Roundabout, I like that. My style's not really like Steve though, Steve Howe's, but I can play. I have played Yes tunes before, a couple of them. You know, I can't sing. I'm a horrible singer. You don't want to hear me sing. I'm not a good singer. When I do sing, I'm just doing it to so I sing a little bit so that people can catch what song I'm playing. You know what I mean? And I'm not coming on and saying I'm a great singer. I'm not a great singer. I'm a guitarist. I'm a good guitarist, but I can't sing that good. So that's why sometimes I'll sing a few verses from a song. But I'm a guitar player. My forte is playing the guitar. So you know that's what I try to do. I try to play as much guitar. Just keep my mouth shut because I'm a guitar player. And I think Eric Johnson would probably get mad at me, but I would tell him, man, you need to keep your mouth shut and just play that guitar. I would tell him that if he would listen to me, I'd say, hey man, you need to stop singing, bro, and concentrate just on that guitar because you're a hell of a guitar player. I don't like your singing. You got just a style that I think is horrible. I don't think Eric Johnson can sing, man. I know there's people that do, but I really don't. I think he's a fantastic guitarist. Like Larry Carlton. Okay, I'm a huge Larry Carlton fan. I think he's my number one favorite guitarist right now. But back when he tried to sing, I thought he was horrible. I never liked his singing. He don't have a singing voice, and he can hit high notes too. That has nothing to do with it. You have to have a singing voice. You know what I mean? A catchy singing voice, like Stevie Ray Vaughan. Stevie Ray Vaughan had a voice for singing, he had a star quality in his singing, and he was great. You know, uh, you know what's funny is Jimi Hendrix found a style of singing. He wasn't that great of a singer, but he found a way of singing that people liked. He was a phenomenal guitar player, but he really wasn't that good of a singer. But he had a style about his singing that people liked, and that's what you got. If I had a style like that in my voice, which I don't, if I had a style like that, then I would sing. Some people have singing voices, some people don't. You know, um, I'll give you another example. Don Felder, that was with the Eagles, he does a decent version of singing Hotel California, but nothing like Don Henley. Of course, he does a fantastic job. he does a fantastic job on the guitar and everything on the guitar. He's awesome. He's legend. But he can't sing that good. I don't think he can sing that good. I think he sounds kind of weird when he sings. You know, and he needs to acknowledge that and concentrate more on just playing the guitar because he's really a very good guitar player. You know, Don Henley was a phenomenal. You know who Hanley? Don Henley was the singer for the Eagles. And how in the hell did he play the drums and sing like that? I'll never understand. But he had this star quality in his voice, you know. And just like Jimmy Page was going to sing for Led Zeppelin, and he tried it, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not a singer." You know what I mean? So he got Robert Plant. He could sing. He's like me. He could sing a little halfway decent, you know, for himself. But he didn't have the star quality voice where he could get in front of a bunch of people and sing and have those people say, "Oh yeah, he's great." He knew that too. Jimmy Page is a fantastic guitar player, but he knew he couldn't sing. He would tell you that I don't. He would tell you that. He would say, "I don't sing." You know, he plays guitar. You know, so he left the singing up to Robert Plant, and look where they went. Led Zeppelin went number one band. You know, they were fantastic. So that's what you got to do if you form a band. You have to be truthful with yourself, man. And I couldn't lie to myself, man. I listen to myself and I'm like, that sounds weird. My voice sounds weird. I just don't have a singing voice. I can get away with a little bit sometimes on certain songs, and people say, "Oh yeah, that sounds pretty good," but as far as like doing it in front of an audience, I'd never sing in front of an audience. I wouldn't do it. I'm not good enough. You know, I know I'm not good enough. I played the hell out of a guitar. I played the shit out of a guitar in front of a bunch of people, but I am not singing. You know, George Benson can sing. He was another one. He was fortunate enough to have the ability to sing with his guitar playing. So yeah, he could sing. He was pretty good. So some people have that, but some people don't. I play bass and I was in their place, man. I could do some backing vocals, but not lead. Yeah, lead vocals. You know what I'm talking about, Mike. Yeah, backing vocals is different than lead vocals. Lead vocals, you have to have a certain star quality in your voice. If you don't have that, people are gonna be like, "What?" You know, you know. So it's like, yeah, if you don't have that star quality, it's just not gonna work, man. So yeah, but it's funny, you know how some people can hit high notes, but their voice don't have the star quality. You know, it's just like a I don't know how to, you know, it's like Tom Petty. Okay, Tom Petty had this fantastic star quality about his voice that people just love to hear. Or I'll give you a very good example of a guy that can't even sing high, but people love to hear him sing. That's Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger has a certain characteristic in his voice that people like to hear. He has a style, a singing style that people like to hear, including me. I'm a Stones fan, you know, so yeah, it's interesting. It really is, you know. Uh, Geddy Lee, Jack Bruce were great at playing bass and vocals, and their bass was complicated. Yeah, Geddy Lee, he was lucky. Oh, Geddy Lee could sing. I liked him. He sang high, and he had the ability to. I mean, he sang high, but he had his voice. He has a star quality about his voice that, you know, fly by night, all that stuff. He has a star quality about his voice where he could pull it off, you know, and not everybody's got that, you know. It's just a certain thing about the voice, you know. Some people have that, and some people are gifted that way, and some people are not, you know. It's just the way it is, you know. Yeah. So singing is hard, man. I mean, I've tried my best to be a great singer. I have tried my best. I tried everything, and I lied to myself there for a while. I thought I could sing pretty decent, but
finally, I just had to tell myself the truth, man. And what I did is I asked myself the question: would you sing in front of a live audience? And the answer is no, no. I'll play the guitar all day in front of a live audience, but I'm not going to sing in front of a live audience because I cannot sing, you know. And we just, right, Mike? We just have to. Keith Richards used different tuning like drop D and stuff. Honky Tonk Woman sounds like it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. What year is this Les Paul Doom? You're asking. Would you rather watch a tree grow or whatever? Okay, Doom's asking, what year of Les Paul do you have? I have a 1975 Gibson Les Paul. I wore down. I was in a wild rock. I was in wild rock bands when I was a teenager, and so I wore the frets down. I wore down 4 frets, and I had to get a fret job. And the guy didn't put the professional frets on here, like the original Les Paul frets. And I was disappointed, but I shouldn't have done it. I should have sent it to the Gibson company and paid them to do it and just waited for it. It would have been worth it. I would have had to ship it and wait for it, probably maybe a couple of weeks, 3 weeks or more. I might have to wait more, you know what I mean? Because it takes time to do stuff like that. But it would have been worth it to have Gibson do it, you know what I mean? So, yeah, unfortunately, I didn't do that. But, yeah. Yeah, it's a 1975 model. I got this guitar when I was 14 years old, and I've had it for 50 years. I've had this guitar for 50 years. Yep, yep, yep. I want to get new pickups put on it, uh, the professional frets back on here, and I want to get it steam cleaned and put like a coating over it, but I want to keep the worn look, you know what I mean? And just put like a protective coating on it over it, so it won't get damaged more. And it'll be shiny, but it'll look more. I'll just keep the worn look to it. That'd be pretty cool, do that, get it fixed up like that. Yeah. So when I was in a three-piece band, if the guitarist went into a solo, I had to do scales and get fancy to fill in the space to keep a full sound. Yeah, that's right, Mike. There's a lot of songs that require, like, when you're playing bass, you have to do like scales and stuff, especially in jazz. Jazz has a lot of that. So I understand where you're coming from. I play a little bass myself, so I kind of understand how it works. I'm not really what you call a bass player, but I can play it well enough to where I can fill in. I can do like fill-ins for people and stuff like that. And I play it well enough to where I know I follow the drums with the bass. You have to. Bass is like a beat, like a drum beat when you're playing it. It really is, man. And if you play it the right way, it's not like the guitar. It's a completely different instrument, and it's every bit as hard to play as the guitar, because you got to be a great bass player. You got to be something like a drummer. You know what I mean? Because it's about beats. Bass is more about beats. Yeah, I can. I was gonna. I was just like, I'm promoting my jazz style and my rock style is pretty. Like my jazz style when I'm playing. Okay, I'll do this over D minor seven. No, no, I'll do it over A. That's a jazz minor scale. that's jazz stuff right there. That's my jazz style right there. And then like if I'm playing rock, that's my rock style. So that's my rock style. My as opposed to my jazz style, it sounds completely different. So that's basically that's my jazz style right there in a nutshell. And playing over a melodic minor chord. And plus I play different jazz. I did different styles within the jazz genre. So like Donna Lee. So yeah, I play different way. I got different. Those are my jazz styles as opposed to my rock styles. As you can tell, uh, so you can tell, that's Donna Lee right there. That's if you go online, play Donna Lee. You go online. Let me see here, Arab Tickles. Go online and play Donna Lee. Post us a video of you playing Donna Lee. I just played Donna Lee without. I'm talking about, or go live and show me the live video of you playing Donna Lee. If you can't do it live, then don't do it. You know what I mean? That means you can't really play if you can't do it live. You know. So yeah, I mean it's like it's not just So it's not just hammer-ons and pull-offs. You know what I mean? So it's not just boring hammer-ons and pull-offs. No, it takes skill to play like that. It takes research and you know what I mean. I'm not just doing hammer-ons and pull-offs. I know where I'm going on the guitar. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, Mike. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been playing for a while, so you know, just you know, it's me. It's it's I don't know. Unless you play guitar, man, you know how hard that is to play like that. That's not. I mean, I'm not boasting about it or anything, but it takes skill to play like that. You know what I'm saying? And then like take a structured jazz song. And if you watch this video where I play "Falling in Love with Love," that's a jazz standard. Donna Lee's a jazz standard. So I'm on here. I'm not just playing hammer-ons and pull-offs. I can play jazz standards too. You know what I mean? So that means that, you know, I'm a guitarist. You know, so I don't get where anything like that could be. You know what I mean? That's hard. That's hard to do, man. To play like that. No, it's not easy. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Mike, I do. I use a very light gauge strings, set of strings. You know, when I buy strings, I buy from the 8,000s. But I don't use the 8,000s bottoms. Sorry, I call it a bottom string. It's a top string. This string right here, this high E string. The only difference, I use all my other strings are very light gauge, but the only thing I use a 10 or an 11 for my E string, for my top string, because then it won't pop as easy. Those 8,000 strings, they pop so easy. And I hate that, man. And I actually discovered a trick that if you put a banjo string for your high E string, if you use a banjo string, it'll just about never break. It'll last you so much longer than a regular string, because you know when you got the banjo tuning, you got that fifth key at the top. If you use that string on your guitar, that has to be tuned extremely high on the banjo, right? If you use that for the guitar, it'll just almost never break, man, because those strings are made to take tension. You know, I found that out. If you use that as the top string, you won't be popping your E string all the time. I get tired of popping E strings, man. You ever do that? You're playing and you keep popping E strings, man. The solution to that is you get the banjo, the high string on a banjo, and you put it on your guitar for your E string. That thing will never break, man, because it's made to take so much more tension than your regular high E string. That's a little trick I discovered. Um, you know, through an accident. I popped in the E string, and I went and I got a banjo, and I took off the high the one on the where, you know, that fifth key where the real high string. I took that off and I put it on here, and it's like never pops, you know. And I did all kinds of bends and stuff, so it's pretty cool. No, I don't. No, I don't have locking. No, I should do that. I should get that. Yeah, a lot of the professional guitar players use those locking nuts, and I know that is good. I should get that. You know, I know what you're saying. But yeah, to answer, is just hammer-ons and pull-ups? No, it's scale patterns. That's the melodic minor scale. And then you got to figure out how to make it jazzy playing over that. That, see, that sounded that when he said that. I mean, no offense against anybody, but that sounded like to me like a rock player who doesn't want to humble himself and learn how to play jazz. He doesn't want to humble himself and learn how to play jazz. He's got it in his sense. Oh, jazz players just use a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs. No, we don't. We use advanced scale patterns and things like that. That's just, you have to really study jazz to know how to do what we do. So it's not, yeah, it's not just hammer-ons and pull-offs. It's playing over complex scale patterns using hammer-ons and pull-offs and slide forward and slide back and alternate picking and things like that. So there's a lot more to it than just hammer-ons and pull-offs. So yeah. So anyway, I gotta get off here. I gotta let my dog out and stuff. He was driving me crazy earlier and stuff, but. uh, hey, I'm glad to see everybody coming on here, checking out my channel. I really appreciate that. I love playing the guitar. I just love playing the guitar. I get on here a lot and playing and trying to make friends and stuff. Man, it's great. The guitar, man, just takes all my troubles away. And I just love it. I play it a lot. So. See, that takes skill to. You got to learn how to. Certain thing you got to do in your picking that you have to learn to be able to. See how jazzy that sounds? That's more like that's playing in the. It's hard to explain. It's like techniques you got to learn. The picking is different than rock entirely, and I don't know how to explain it. There's different sweeps with the pick it's a different approach to playing than rock is. It's a completely different. It's a completely different genre. If you play jazz the right way, it's a completely different genre. It takes work. It takes work to really, like I said, you gotta kind of gotta go back to grade school. If you're a rocker and you want to learn jazz, you kind of got to go back to grade school and relearn. And just relearn how you're relearning how to play the guitar in a different way. That's what you're doing. You're relearning how to play the guitar in a different way. So I can sound really, 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 really jazzy in front of another jazz guitar player. But if you can't do that, they might just not to make you feel bad. They might say, yeah, you did okay, but I mean, if they tell you the truth, man, I mean, there's just a certain. It's just you have to retrain your mind to play jazz completely. You know, so that's my advice. It sounds like, well, no concept of phrasing. Phrasing is. If you could scat to it, that's phrasing, right? Is that what you're talking about, phrasing? Isn't that phrasing though? If you can scat to something, if you can scat to it, yeah, exactly. Because I mean, if you can't post us a video of you showing me what I just did on the guitar. Post us a video of you playing everything that I play, and do it like I do, and say, well, he's just rambling, and show us that you can do that. Show us that you can do that. That's why I tell my critics, if you can't do that, then basically what you're saying is not true. It's not true. You like the sophist. The Greek talks about the sophist. The sophist is versed in the art of persuading somebody that a lie is the truth, and that's what you're doing here. You need to change your direction, because if you can't post a video of you doing exactly the same thing that I'm doing and make fun of what I'm doing, then obviously it's you who's at fault. Post us a video. Can you do that, John? Can you post us a video of you playing Donna Lee? I want to see how you play Donna Lee. Can you post us a video of that? A live? Can you do a live video of that? I don't. I know. I actually. I want to reiterate. I don't post us a video. Come on live. Let us know when, and we can watch you play Donna Lee without making any mistakes. If you can't do that, then really you don't have. There's no merit in what you're saying. I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just telling the truth. And people know I'm telling the truth too. If you can't actually come live and take one of these guitars, come live and say, all this guy did was, and then just show everybody what I did, right? You should be able to do that, right? I mean, you're the big critic. You should be able to do that. You should be able to grab a guitar, come live, and do everything I just did, and say, well, his guy was just rambling. Look, he just did this or he just did that. There's no merit in what you're saying, man. Can you do that, John? Thank you. Thank you very much. But that's the reason I allow all chats, even the ones that somebody gets critical of me or whatever. I allow everything, man, because um, I want to put people in their place. I mean, I don't go on somebody's channel and bash them, but if you're really truthful and of telling the truth, then you should be able to post us a video of you imitating everything that I'm doing. You know, if you can't do that, then what are you talking about, John? That makes no you make no sense. Uh, what's my favorite song to play? I got a lot of favorite ones, man. I play so much music. I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff that I do. Um, yeah, I don't have a particular favorite, but I play a lot of stuff. Yeah, but I tell my critics, I mean, just do something simple like. I bet you can't do the same thing twice. I just did. I just did the same thing twice, John. Can you do that? Can you do that simple lick? That should be a very, very simple lick for you to do, John. Oh, where is he? He took off. That's how you shut critics up. You have to like demonstrate something to them and say, "Oh, can you do that? Post us a video of you doing that, and show us how that I'm just using hammer-ons and pull-offs, and I'm just rambling on, and it doesn't make sense. Show us a video of you do it." And I've already played some, as you all know, that stayed with me, that started with me in the beginning. Already played a lot of songs all the way through, like the standard like the standard jazz players. So I don't care, man, about that stuff. There's always gonna be people that will say silly stuff that'll be critics. When you play. You know, but it's cool to see everybody on here, man. I appreciate y'all for checking out my music and stuff, man. I came on here when I came on here. I was gonna at first I was gonna do some like have background music, but then I thought, no, I want to come on and just play without any background music because I want to try to improve my playing. That's how you really improve your playing, because it is harder. It is a lot more difficult to come online with just you playing, no backup music, no backup band, just you playing. That's very difficult, and make it work. You know what I mean? That's when you can tell that you're a pretty good musician. That's pretty difficult to do. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to come online and talk about these things, and maybe give some demonstrations on licks and stuff on tactics that I use and stuff, which is not easy. If it were easy, then other guitar players who criticize me would come on and they would do the same exact licks and make fun of me. So, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that, which I welcome. But anybody who's honest and tells the truth, the way I play is not easy to do. It's not easy to do what I do. So thank you. Yeah. So just be honest about it. It's not easy to do what I do. Um, it takes a lot of work. You know what I mean? So that's all I got to say about that, man. I mean that. But me personally, I would never go on somebody's channel and bash them. If I see a guitar player that 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 I don't like, that I don't think can play well, I just won't watch them. I won't even go on their channel. I'm not gonna go bash them or something. I would say, well, I hope in my mind I just think I hope the guy practices and gets better, or something like that. But I'm not gonna go bash the guy and tell him he's no good and stuff like that. That's very rude of somebody to act like that anyway. But I don't care. I mean, I want to see my response to a critic, to somebody who tries to bash me. My response always is, post us a video of you playing everything you watch this video from the beginning, and play everything that I played in this video, and post us a video of you playing that better than me, of you doing that better than me. And I'll say, well, yeah, there's something to what you're saying. I haven't seen it so far. And there's a lot of people doing Donna Lee. Post us a Donna Lee video. That's what I mean. What? I'm not the only one who can play Donna Lee. I know that, but I play it note for note. So I learned it. I learned it from a saxophone player online. I was listening to a saxophone player the way he did it, and that's how I covered it. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good challenge. That's the jazz channel, jazz challenge. When you can play Donna Lee, then that means you're really getting good at jazz. You know what I mean? So that's a pretty hard tune to play. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you all showing up, and I've enjoyed the discussion. That's that's classical music. I'm playing jazz. Why would I want to play classical music when I'm a jazz guitarist? I'm not a classical guitarist. I'm a jazz guitarist. I've seen that because jazz intimidates people, because not everybody can play jazz. I probably could learn it, because I used to play classical music when I was a teenager, and I could probably learn it. But I play jazz, man. You know, post us a video of you playing Donna Lee. You want me to play Pangina or whatever that is, Ryan. Whatever you want me to play, that's classical music. Capriccio, that's classical music. I don't play classical music. I'm a jazz player. I used to play it when I was a teenager, but post us a video. I'll make a deal with you. You post a video of you playing Donna Lee and dedicate it to my name, and then I'll post a video of me playing that classical song and get it dedicated to your name. I'll learn it. All right, Mike. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. I just appreciate it. So how's that, Ryan? You post us a video of you playing Donna Lee, Ryan, and I'll post a video of me playing that classical tune. Is that fair? Okay. Okay. And use my name, say dedicated to me. I want you to post a video showing what I do in jazz, showing how I play jazz, and copy my licks and stuff, and say, oh, this is easy to do. I haven't seen anybody that could do that yet. I mean, there probably are, but the people that can do it, they're not gonna mock me, because they know it's hard to do. Matteo could probably do it, but he's a top-notch guitarist, man. I mean, he's a professional, but he would probably come along and say, hey, the guy can play, leave him alone. You know what I mean? Um, There's guitar players who can't do what Mateo could do, but they can play well, and I'm sure he has respect for other guitar players who, if I come online and I play a jazz standard, and sees me playing a jazz standard, he's gonna have respect for me. He's got to respect that. I might not be able to pull off what he does because he's a prodigy. He plays with his fingers and stuff, which is, he plays impossible stuff. But I think that he would respect me as a player, you know. So, and I think so. If he sees me playing jazz standards, I think he would say, well, the guy can play. Okay, you know what I mean. So I would hope so. Sure. Ask. You can ask me anything. Zybe. I'll just call you Zybe. You can ask me anything. What do you want to ask me, Zybe? My name is Zybe. Zybom or whatever. What's the question? You can ask me a question. Pantera. Oh, Pantera. Yeah, I would have to have distortion. Let me say something about Pantera though. Dimebag Darrell in metal. Dimebag Darrell was a genius on the guitar, man. Yeah, he was a phenomenal guitar player. Go listen to Walk, and you know what I'm talking about. Listen to the lead guitar solo in Walk. I have great respect for Dimebag, but we're two different. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing jazz, and he was playing metal. How do you compare? How do you compare a jazz guitarist to a metal guitarist? Those are two different genres right there. You know what I mean? So it's kind of ridiculous if somebody who's in the metal comes on a jazz player's channel and tries to bash him. That's kind of ridiculous because it's jazz. It's not metal. How can you bash me if you don't know jazz? You know what I mean? So it's different. I mean, I wasn't trying to bash you or anything. I was just wondering. That's all. I do have a lot of respect for you as a guitarist because I have seen. Oh, thanks, sir. No, Ryan, I was talking about I wasn't talking about you, sir. I was talking about John Stewart, who was bashing me earlier. Yeah, I know you weren't bashing me. I know you, Ryan. You're a good dude, man. I know you. You wouldn't do that. I know that. Yeah, I was talking about the guy who was bashing me, John Stewart. He was on here saying I just do hammer-ons and pull-offs, and I told him, I says, no, that's not all I just do. He says it's a rattle tat or something like that. He was saying, and all I do is hammer-ons and pull-offs, and I said, no, it's not. I use advanced scale patterns and you know what I mean. I play stuff that's just very difficult to play, and it makes musical sense in the jazz world. So you know. Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he was doing. I guess he just wanted to bash somebody. I don't know. But I just tell people, hey, that criticize me. I just tell them, hey, post us a video of you doing what I did and show me show me how incompetent I am by you playing everything I just played. And bingo, they shut up because they know they can't do it. You know. Yeah, I do love jazz guitar. My school has been trying to get me as their guitarist for a while. Plus, jazz isn't just hammer-ons and pull-offs. It's a lot of music theory. That is true, Ryan. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of. There's a lot to jazz. You know what I'm talking about, Ryan. Yeah, I got great respect for you too, man. I mean, we're musicians, and we're supposed to be respecting each other and not trying to bash each other. And I'm glad you enjoy my guitar playing. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of music theory to jazz, and jazz is a very it's hard. It is really tough to learn it. So it's different. It's a different. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're a rocker and you're learning jazz for the first time, and it's like going to school all over again. You have to step on your pride, and it's like going to school all over again. Guitar school. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Ryan. Yeah, yeah, you understand. So yeah. So I always try to be as respectful as I possibly can to all musicians. Even if I go on somebody's channel and I don't think they're good, I'm not gonna tell them that I don't think they're good. I just won't watch their video. I'll just leave, or something like that. I always try to be respectful though. I'm not gonna. I wouldn't even tell him he can't. If he asked me, "Do you think I play well?" I would say, "Well, in your genre, you probably do, but I'm really more into something else." I wouldn't come out and tell him that. I would just be like, "I'm really more into something else," you know. And that's kind of how you get around it. You know what I mean? And it's so hard to learn from a rocker's perspective. It is. You can't. You got to forget about being a rocker. I had to, because I was a rocker for many years. I had to forget all about being a rocker and approach it in a different, from a different mindset entirely. So yeah, you gotta do it. You have to approach it from a completely different mindset to learn it. But you can learn it. You know. Anyway, I got to get off here, guys. I'm gonna take off. I got things I got to do. Thanks for checking me out, man. I'll see you, Ryan. I'll be looking for my next video. I'll be back on here though. Be looking for my next video. Thanks for watching.